time. Hi ladies and gentlemen, thank you once again for joining me. We're going to be opening up the Sports Club S2 and replacing the board. Let's get started, show you how simple it is to do. By now we know how to cut off the side to get into the plane. I already removed my FPV cable in the earlier flight, and here it is. Not sure exactly where it goes. It should not go in this particular area, but let's check it out where it fits in there. Let's take a nice close look at the interior of the plane. It has white silicone located on the two back sides. If your board is loose, you can see it wiggling. Also, follow the push rods to the back of the plane. You'll notice right over here there are tabs. And these tabs are going to hold in the push rod in the back. So make sure you know which push rod goes to where when you remove everything, as well as these plugs. They are marked where they're supposed to go. What I do is I grab both sides of the fuselage. I use my index finger and I lift slowly up. I then go to the back and I do the same thing. And eventually it'll all come loose. While we have everything already taken out, we can see that there are wires. You don't want to get anything messed up. When you unplug these wires, simply grab the sides with your index and thumb, grab the board and pull away, and the plug comes out. That's simple. To replace them, the same thing. Lay them over on the board and push with your index and thumb. And notice my index finger is on the bottom of the board, supplying pressure. In order for these two wires to go in correctly, you'll notice one is smaller and one is bigger. If you remember which way they came out, the bigger one won't go in. The smaller one will. And you'll line it up to the correct hole. And the cable will plug in. Doesn't look right, but eventually you'll find out how to get this on. Do not damage the pins inside. If you do, you're going to have a hard time trying to figure it out how to get them back in. So let's glue back on our board. You can see there is some existing glue here. I take all the glue away. I fit everything on there where it's supposed to go. Here's a spot where the glue has peeled away from the foam. This is foam tack. Foam tack peels off nice and easy. What I am going to be doing is taking BSI glue. It should be safe enough to say, hey, it won't interfere with any electronics. I'll lay down a nice bead on both sides. You want to be especially careful with the servos not to get any glue on them. So as I line this up, I press down and everything's intact. I'm going to now take one extra step, make sure my antenna is not bent or out of fashion. This to the side. I do want to put some glue over here. Not much, just enough so it could hold it. I do want to put some glue over here on this side. Not much, just enough to hold it into place. I will let this dry in a good amount of time. If I feel I need to put some pressure on this, I'm going to take a clamp, somehow align it up and apply pressure to the board. One more, it's in place. There is not much to changing out the board. It is a very simple process indeed if your board is having issues. It's the very expensive part of the craft. On that note, I want to thank you very much for stopping by and viewing how to change out the main board.